Oh shit. I'm somewhere in the middle of Alabama pulling at someone's backyard. Probably not going to end well.
It's gonna end like a Bloodstone hunt.
There's going to be sharks here.
There's gonna be a fucking Hellfire Helix and a living mummy.
There's a dead dolphin over here, and I'm not sure why.
Here we go again. Welcome, one and all, to Comic Books and Cold Ones. This is, of course, an oral web show where we debate all things graphic novels and imbibe all things barley brews. This is a special masterpiece comics theater edition of our show. I am one half of your hosts, as always, and for today's show, you can refer to me as Lord KMacsworth III of Inkshire.
Good day, good sir.
Thank you.
You are representing
kind gentlemen.
You're representing the Royal Society of Comics and Sundries. And I, of course, am your co-host for this episode, Sir Yexington, man of Comic Sans Letters, from the Advanced Institute of Funny Book Studies, the AI CFBS.
Thank you for joining us today. How are you today, sir?
I am good. And as you can tell by our pithy accents and everything else that we're putting on airs for, you are in store for a deep dive on one of the finer stories in comic book literature that raises simple picture-grammed stories from things you picked up on newsstands into something that is worth UNESCO declaring world heritages for everybody to enjoy. Or at least for us two to enjoy forever and ever, the way we decided.
It's so fancy.
Oh, so fancy. So we've done a few of these, and they're always popular, and these are some of our favorite stories, of course, with comics, and we'll get ready to talk to you about the one we're getting ready to cover. And we'll drop some hints before we get there, and namely talking to our beers. But at first, do you want to do the show info?
I can do the show info. So we have a few ways to be reached out to. You can send an email on the fanciest of email letterhead to cbcopodcast@gmail.com. You can send us your tweets, if Twitter's still around, at cbco_podcast, if the Twitter building ever opens up again. We are also on Instagram. You can send your finest photographs and drawings and illustrations to comicbooks_cold ones and check ours out as well.
And all of those must be stamped with wax and sealed and carried by either messenger or courier pigeon for us to accept them.
Yes, messenger must carry it on a pillow too, the softest of pillows.
Finest velvet pillow that you can make with little tassels on the corners.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to sleep with a tassel pillow?
I've probably fallen asleep with one on a couch somewhere, but not by choice.
Because like the tassels end up in your mouth, right?
Yeah,
they end up around your ears.
Your nose. Yeah, it's just too much. Like I don't know how they do it.
Like, you know me, I'm a pillow man. I have like I think people that are heathens that have less than 3 pillows on their bed to sleep with, like per person. And even I, as a pillow man, I don't understand tassel pillows, why they exist as a thing, because they're just not functional. Because I want a pillow, I want to sleep on it or use it to prop my body up in some way, but I don't want to get got up around my appendages that stick out from my body, namely my ears, my nose, my toes, and other dangly things. So
right, if this was a video podcast, people would see that you're broadcasting from inside a pillow fort right now.
That might be my obsession for pillows, because I as a kid, I think the pillow fort was the height of my childhood. There's nothing better than the pillow fort. Yes.
Or the pillow fight. Pillow fight was also good.
In certain contexts, with certain sorority houses, the pillow fight is never going to go away.
Good point. So we have a shout out, right, to one of our new greatest fans ever, or group of fans ever. And where are they from?
So this is our first hint on what we'll be covering today, because I think the villain from our story, main villain, may be from this region of Germany. So we had multiple downloads from Chemnitz, Saxony. I think I said that right. Chemnitz or Chemnitz, Saxony, and southeastern, mid-eastern Germany, which is home to some really good breweries. We're going to have to do a show from here if this guy keeps downloading or she keeps downloading, because they got...
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the breweries in here that they're not as well known, but like they got some good jams going on. They got ratings of 4.9, 4.8. You got an American style Stonewood Bram Factory, Braumanau Factory.
I see
I'm
that.
bad at my
Yeah.
German. Eisenderler Brauhaus, man. You got Brauerei Berget, Reichbrand. I mean, these and they're all coming in at 4.8, 4.9
Right. I'm looking at that
on
list
this.
too.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of breweries.
Little known fact: Chemnitz was known as Markstadt when it was a part of the Eastern Germany. So,
I saw that
although
as well.
Karl Marx did not live there, it was just a big mining town and union town, I guess they named it, renamed it.
Oh,
The communists renamed it for him, which is interesting.
it's communists.
Would Karl Marx like our podcast?
Oh yeah.
Well, we're
It's a
very
podcast
much
for the people, baby.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Even though we talk about high art, we bring it down for the people's art, and that is comic books.
Yeah, we are relatable.
Yes. But I will let you roll into. Do you want to talk what we're talking about before we get our beers today?
We can do that. Sure. I mean, if people are listening, they know the title of the show, so they already know what we're talking about.
No, they do not.
They don't. So, pro tip for everyone out there: before you download this show, when you download the show, just do it with your eyes closed. You don't need to know what it's about until we reveal. It makes the experience so much better for everyone.
Indeed.
Yes. So today's Masterpiece Comics Theater is all about the little story from the Captain America main series from 1989 called The Bloodstone Hunt. And it's a 6-part series that is a crazy fun, really, little trip around the world, essentially, between Captain America and several of his better-known enemies to find fragments of the Bloodstone.
Which we will delve in and explain to in more detail if we start drinking our beer.
Yeah.
And just to give you the heads up, yeah, you get... And it perfectly, yes. So my friend from Chemnitz, the lead villain in these stories that you find out is Baron Zemo's son, Baron Zemo Jr. Baron Zemo was born in a made-up town called Zulnitz, Germany, which is south of Leipzig, which is in Saxony.
Yes.
And so it brings it all around. So this podcast is for you, buddy.
We did it. Thank you for downloading. And in honor of your downloads, this episode's for you.
Yes. And speaking of this for you, just like the old Bud commercials, this Bud's for you. We're going to do these beers for us so we can start talking this comic book fun story in our pithy English accents covering the fine art of comics. I will let you lead off, KMacsworth.
Oh boy. All right. So I don't know if I may have gone off script with my beer a little bit. I'm just trying to reach for it now too. Okay. Like I said, may have gone off script a little bit with my beer, but I had the opportunity in my travels this past month to visit certain breweries that I'd never been to before. And I went to a brewery right outside of Dothan, Alabama, which it's interesting that I was in Alabama to begin with, but it's outside of Dothan, Alabama. And the brewery is called Folklore Brewing and Meadery. So we're talking about the Bloodstone. Everyone should know what the Bloodstone is. We'll get into it a little bit more, but it's a monster hunting relic. At least that's part of the folklore of it. So folklore, monsters tie in very well together. Bloodstone is a red stone that Ulysses Bloodstone had lodged into his chest. My beer is called Grateful Red. And now we can consider it a fancier beer because I paid brewery prices for the can.
Okay.
So I think I can like fit it into our theme that way. But it also ties in because Grateful Red is a German-American red ale with German Munich malt and balanced hop profile for a smooth malty finish.
A German red? German-American red?
A German-American red.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, now you have, sir.
I'm trying to think of any
This.
supermodels that were German and red also, and I can't, and American.
The ABV for
Bridget
this one is
Nielsen, but no, I think Bridget Nielsen was Danish, so that's the closest I got. Red Sonja.
Red Sonja. Perfect. It's a 6% ABV, 18 IBUs. I've only had a little sample of it at the brewery. My wife had it and she enjoyed it. Part of the byline for it on the brewery's website is, over the ages, mankind has told folk tales through song. We find inspiration for our beer and music. So I guess they kind of dedicate it a little bit to the Grateful Dead and folk singers everywhere. But, considering we have a certain Baron Zemo with the, obvious German ties and the red Bloodstone, I thought, hey, this is perfect. And I tipped them very well at the brewery too. So that gets us into the more fancy beer price.
As KMac points out, part of our Masterpiece Comics Theater is we try to drink the fancy format beers that you see at the stores that come in the larger format. Bottles are more expensive. So the ones you may want to try that you're like, really, should I spend $12 for that amount of beer on one beer? And that's what we were trying to drink here. And KMac picked one up at the source that was aptly named for the Bloodstone and the style of the villain and everything. And that is amazing.
It fits in well enough, and hopefully we can do the show again. I'm not kicked off of it.
Hopefully. Well, I followed suit with you, my friend.
Uh-oh.
And hit all those notes as well. And a fancy format beer that comes in at the 1.9 full ounces, or for our friend from Saxony, 500 milliliter bottle.
Ooh.
So you can see it. And it has silver foil wrapping around the bottle cap. And this is from the Cellar Select series at Aleworks Brewing Company out of Williamsburg, Virginia. A little beer called Black Forest.
Oh, nice.
So it's a German style. It's an imperial chocolate stout aged with cherries. So for the Bloodstone, we got cherries to match the ruby red of your Grateful Red. It comes in a whopping 9.5% alcohol by volume, wow. 22 aged in bourbon barrels, and I am pumped to try it. It wasn't too pricey for the sizing of the beer, but of course, it's a fancy beer from Masterpiece Comic Theater, and I don't even know how to remove this silver foily stuff on it.
Oh, just bite it off, just with your teeth.
I'll use a sharpened Bloodstone to tear it apart. So as I struggle, they have a little tab thing here.
Oh, there you go.
Perfectly.
All right, I'll crack mine. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, I got another beer at Folklore Brewing as well. I got an American Pale Ale called Front Porch Ale, which I really, really enjoyed.
So I can smell just smelling it when I open it, I can smell the chocolates and the cherries and the Black Forest as we delve into the strange, marvelous world that is Ulysses S. Bloodstone and his Bloodstone that Captain America will hunt down.
So mine pours like a copper color.
Yep. Nice, small head, very much what you want out of that kind of an amber style beer.
Yeah, it definitely tastes. It's a good amber style beer. I'm not sure if I can taste yet any of the German influence. Yeah, the that yet, but I'll let you know. I have a couple of these to go through. And it really doesn't matter to me. I just like it because it's beer.
You gotta be fancy pants. Well, as you could tell, mine pours a chocolatey black with the little red hue on the foam from the cherries. And you can smell both cherries and chocolate on the top of it. And it is chocolatey and cherry on the cherry notes on the back end. And not, even though it's 9.5%, it is not syrupy or alcohol-y. It is really, really, really solid. Kudos, Aleworks, for giving me something to talk about while we delve into the Bloodstone. So, Bloodstone hunt here. Would you like me to do the backstory of Ulysses S. Bloodstone before we go into the extra comics, or would you like to pop that up as we go?
Well, I think going into the backstory of Mr. Bloodstone would be helpful at the beginning. I think I like that. It's a good. If this is like a master course in comic book lore, then I think that's the way to go.
So K-Mac and I both loved this story when we were youngins, when we actually read it when it came off the comics rack. So that's one of the reasons we chose it. We remembered it fondly, and so we're rereading it now. But I didn't get to go more into the actual Ulysses S. Bloodstone as a kid. Neither did K-Mac, because they all came out of the 70s. But Ulysses S. Bloodstone was originally conceived by Lin Wein and Marv Wolfman, two titans of Marvel and DC Comics fame, and they dreamed up an idea for a guy that was a monster hunter that roamed the world to hunt monsters, and it was actually formed into a story by John Warner, and he first appeared in Marvel Presents number 1, July 1975, and its second story was in Marvel Presents number 2, August 1975. So basically, he's a ripoff of Vandal Savage from DC Comics a little bit.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but the undertones for him were actually laid by a character named Frank in Strange Tales number 73 from December 1959 by Lee and Kirby. So
Frank.
they went back and grabbed a character named Frank, who kind of looked like what they wanted Bloodstone to look like, a white dude who hunted things in Africa. Namely, the story was Grotu, king of the insects, where those dirty commies went down and tested radiation in Africa, and they made giant army ant turned into a giant army ant that could communicate with all the little army ants. I didn't know how scary army ants are in Africa, but they will pick clean whole towns by themselves.
Oh yeah. And this isn't in Africa, but you saw Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right? That was those South American ants, same thing.
Yeah. So this is what happens. And when the commies make a giant one that can telecommunicate with both humans and ants to take over the world, you're in some serious business. Guess how the upshot of Frank, the prototype Ulysses S. Bloodstone, takes down Grotu, who chooses his own name, obviously.
Yeah.
A giant army.
How does he take him down?
Yeah, how does he take him down?
Oh wow. Does he throw him get him to go into a volcano?
No.
Am I close?
No.
Does he just shoot him with a machine gun?
No, they tried that. It does not work.
Nuclear bomb.
No, it does not work. This is a classic Lee, Stan Lee story, so he has to use some contravention to get him to take him out. There's got to be a little irony, of course.
Yeah, go ahead. He overfeeds him.
Almost. So Gorotu is leading his army of normal size ants through the town of Mombasa, and Frank uses himself as bait for Gorotu to chase at the local sugar factory.
Yes.
And they dump all the sugar on Gorotu, and guess what happens to the telecommunication between him and his army's ants? It goes away because they'd rather have the sugar than listen to Gorotu, and they pick apart Gorotu.
Brilliant. Oh boy, great storytelling.
Then you flash forward to the 1975 when they first told Ulysses the story. So the backstory is Ulysses S. Bloodstone started out as a caveman in 10,000 BC, and he was the head hunter for his tribe at the time, and the only blonde guy, of course, with lovely surfer locks and ripped abs, looking like He-Man, basically. And he's
He looks like He-Man with long hair.
Yes. Yeah. And he's chasing after some other dude that he doesn't know that turns out to be an alien. And he follows the alien in the cave. And the alien turns out to be named Ulysses, which I believe is the reason eventually Ulysses takes his name Ulysses, because it sounds like it.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The alien's telling Ulysses, who doesn't really have a name, he just knows the hunter, hey, I got this big giant bloodstone gem. It gives you great powers. So he shoots him full of some powers, and Ulysses go back and he goes, go tell your people about it. I'll give them all powers. He's like, look, I'm superhuman now. And no, you're not. And a mastodon comes to town and he takes the mastodon down single-handedly. just WWF style.
Nice. Power bomb.
Yes. And then so everybody's like, I want powers like that. So they go there, and it turns out Ulysses just wanted them to charge him so he could steal the powers that are in the giant bloodstone, which is the blood gem, which is this is word for word from the Marvel fandom. The blood gem encased in an evil, non-organic life form from another continuum called the Hellfire Helix, which possess great mystical powers, such as protective shell to exist within Earth's continuum, which the Hellfire Helix also used as a conduit with its own powers. So I don't quite know what any of that means, but it's kind of like a nexus of realities as far as I get. But Ulysses S. Bloodstone doesn't get powers from the gem, and Ulysses realized that humans can't be powers. He was special. And so it starts killing everybody, and Ulysses turns out to be a traitor, and then guess what? Ulysses takes him down, and the Bloodstone ends up getting lodged in his chest, part of it, a chunk of it. And from that, Ulysses S. Bloodstone becomes superhuman and immortal from the aspects of the Bloodstone, and goes on, because of his hatred for Ulysses and all monsters, to hunt them for millennia to come. And we just covered Bloodstone and his death in our last episode, covering Boogity Books and Beertober Bitches with the Werewolf by Night Disney Plus show.
Well, they had a little bit of his origin in the Captain America story, but not as detailed as you just went through.
No. So Ulysses S. Bloodstone was forever and ever a millennial character, that like a long lore character. Some of the other good side quests, like if you go back and read it, they've kind of retro-conned him in. He reappears. They only had the 2 stories in Marvel Presents of him, and then at the end of Marvel Presents 2, John Warner writes this long, like double-page letter about how they wanted to do more stories and hoped everybody liked it. And it was like interesting to tell him about the story. Like, I've never seen anything like that in any Marvel comic. And then he reappears for a number of issues in the 70s, mid 70s, in Rampaging Hulk.
Yeah, I saw that, but those issues aren't on the Marvel Unlimited app.
Correct. They were in the format when Marvel would put out magazine style, black and white, and so they were the backstory in those. So I eventually want to read those.
A friend of mine had, I think it was one of those. I don't know if it was Rampaging Hulk or not, but he had a magazine style one where the news in Gotham City was everyone was worried because the Hulk was on his way to Gotham City. It was crazy.
Oh.
It was like, somehow it was some kind of crossover. I wish I just stole it from that kid, but I've never seen anything like it.
But yeah, those were the big enrage in the 70s when they did Conan. Barry Windsor Smith did Conan, and they had the Conan magazine style. Other great stories. He reappears in the New Avengers as a side story in the second volume, where he joins Avengers 1959, which is a fun romp, with him on a team of the first Avengers with Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, Namora, Kraven, the original Silver Sable, so Silver Sable's dad, who fought Nazis, and Dominic Fortune, and Sabretooth. If I didn't listen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Although they don't play up enough of his monster hunting, and he doesn't hunt Sabretooth in it, but it's really good. It's a fun yarn. So if you ever get a chance to read that.
Who wrote that? Do you remember?
It's Bendis.
Bendis. All right, that makes sense. So it was around that time then, like early 2000s.
But that lays the story now for us to get into our actual tale and our yarn here that starts off in Captain America number 357, The Bloodstone Hunt Prologue, published in May 2nd, 1989. The writers and everything stay consistent through all of these, so pretty much the main writer is Grunwald, but his co-plotter in this is a return appearance in Master Beast Comic Theaters, who does the pencils, and who is that, KMac?
That is Sir Kieran Dwyer. Yeah. Pip Pip. That's well played. So he did he write and draw Batman Dark Knight Dark City?
He was one of the co-plotters.
He was the co-plotters on. Yeah. So he has back-to-back appearances on our show on Masterpiece Comics Theater.
Yeah. We like the way he spins a story in his art.
Yeah.
And for inking, you get the great Al Mingram, and colorist is Gregory Wright, and then letters is Jack Morelli. And at this time, the editor of Captain America was, of course, the Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio, and the EIC was Tom DeFalco, shepherding things through the 80s, the late 80s on all these things.
So I have to admit, I didn't realize there was a prologue. I didn't read the prologue.
So the prologue comes in after a second. So this is the other reason we kind of like this is when Marvel would do, for you kids out there didn't know this, summertime, they would amp up their publication schedule. They would do, of their main titles, 2 books a month. So before the internet, that is kind of the most amazing thing. This is like this was the quickest you could get new content
Yeah.
in the world, and you would get 2 comics a month.
Yeah, I would
That
say
means you
now bi-weekly in the top corner.
you wouldn't get a full story because the artists couldn't put out, the writers couldn't put out a whole thing. So you would get a lead story, and then you get a backup story for like 5 pages or whatever. And this one starts out on ending the previous story, which was penciled by Al Mainrum, which included mother sin and everything on a hate filled yarn that's okay, where Captain America gets turned into a teen by Circe and he has to fight his way out. But this comes in the back end, and we start out, and of course in this one, New York City, with Batroc's brigade, who is made up of who?
Oh man, so it's everyone's favorite Frenchman, Batroc the Leaper.
C'est bon,
Yes,
mais Monsieur KMacsworth.
everyone's favorite. Was it Savat? Is that his fighting style?
Yes, the French
Yeah,
boxing style,
yeah.
Savant is superior to the judo.
Right, Machete and is it Zaran or Zaran?
Zaran, master of
Zaran.
weapons.
Yeah, and so I need to um, backtrack on what I said. I did read the prologue. I've read the
Yes.
first issue. I thought there was an end, like something in the issue before, but there was
No, they
not.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't give it a fancy name, but this one starts out with Batroc's brig stealing
Mm-hmm.
a skeleton from Silverman's Funeral Home in Uptown Manhattan. And we don't know what they're stealing the skeleton for, but they. My favorite part about this issue is so Batroc brig, international mercenaries for hire. What's the fancy vehicle they use to steal? Said,
Oh man, yeah. Well, they're trying to be inconspicuous here. If they're if they get a vehicle, they can afford because they're the best mercenaries in the world. Everyone knows it's them, so they go old school. They go poverty level U-Haul.
they go to the New York style U-Haul, which is Mac Ray Reynolds, and rent just a regular cargo van to drive to the crime scene, break into the funeral home, and put the cargo crate of a skeleton in the back.
Yeah.
like, do they go to the U-Haul and put down the deposit in costume? Is he like one moving van? We only got container trucks today, man. No, it's not fast enough. I need the thing. Just take what they got, Batroc. Just take what they got.
Now we'll learn later that they do go in their costumes. They just wear big brown trench coats.
Yes. It's so classy in New York. It's like, yeah. Hey, I got 3 Joes here, super villains. I gotta move some shit today. What do we got from? Yeah, just have it back. I don't mind any scratches. Make sure the tank's full. Get your deposit back.
Oh,
So,
like the superheroes in the 80s operated in the real world like the rest of us.
so they steal the skeleton, they take it back, and you find out Baron Zemo's organizing the site, and he mentions, hey, this is Bloodstone's skeleton, and there's a running theme throughout, like 3 or 4 times people mention Ulysses Bloodstone, and somebody says, wait, I know that name. This
Right.
time
It sounds
it's
familiar, but
yeah,
nobody really says anything about how they know that name or
because
what their
nobody had a
associations.
subscription to Marvel Presents in the 1970s to be able to read about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I guess that gives them some freedom too to later write stories where they might have run into one another.
Yes.
So I love the way when they're in the funeral home stealing the casket. There's a security guard walking with a flashlight, and he shines a flashlight, and they're all like surprise. And however you say surprise in French is like surprise, and the security guard's like sacre bleu. But but it's a great drawing because Batroc's there with like his hands out and Machete's throwing his knife, and so is Saran.
Le Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Oh, I am the leaper. But it's great, and you find out that when they get the thing back, the whole time they've been trailed by Diamondback, Rachel Layton, who is formerly of the Serpent Society, who I believe at this time is wearing Dazzler's body officially still. You can tell me if they if they
Ooh.
hadn't switched back.
I don't remember if they switched back after that X-Men annual. I think they have switched back at this point.
Okay.
But I had forgotten about that. That's right. Thanks to the hijinks of one Mr. Jip.
Yes. Well, they look so much together, like as a character, you can't ever tell if they switch back or not. Yeah. So she has the pink hair and the throwing diamonds, and the diamond, the high heels and the diamond stud, everything, and the love lorn for one Captain America, as we find out through all this series. But she's been finding them. They catch her, and then Zemo.
Well, how do they catch her?
Oh, you tell me.
Well, let's just put it this way: she gets leapt right in the face. So Batroc leaps up, kicks her square in the face, and then he's like, "Zoutalours, it is a woman. 1,000 pardons, mademoiselle." But she's like out cold. Like, that's the one thing about the one theme in the story is like Diamondback just gets put through the ringer on this.
Yes.
She just gets the shit beat out of her every issue.
Non-stop. And we'll get into it next issue. We're talking about they don't update her wardrobe throughout this whole mess.
No, they don't. They don't. Which I think that's a nice touch, actually, because they kind of just go from one thing right to the next. And a lot of times you lose that in between issues, like the wear and tear on the costume. But no, her costume keeps its wear and tear.
So just like this Black Forest thing it's struck me along. The reason Zemo needs the skeleton is he's got a clairvoyant by the name of one Trystam, right? Trystam. Yeah. I can't. I'll make sure I'm going to say this right. Is it Micabir? Macabre. It ends in beer. That's all I know. German spelling of beer. Macabre. Who is a man of small stature who's a clairvoyant who needs the skeleton to track the rest of the Bloodstone gems that are out there. And Zemo has found one at this point, correct?
Right.
They found 5 Bloodstone gems.
Yeah, they found one, but they haven't revealed how he found it yet. And we'll kind of learn about that in the next issue as Captain America is looking for Diamondback. But he has one, and they're going to use Bloodstone's sternum, as he's going to use his wishbone as, what is it called when when you're using, trying to find water? What is that called again?
You're divinating.
Yeah. So they're just following around a piece of his chest.
It has
odd,
a
it's nice.
giant
rod.
Crushed dent in it from where the Bloodstone used to be lodged in his skeleton.
Now, do we know how Bloodstone died? Did he die in the Rampaging Hulk issue, which I think was his last appearance before this?
I believe that's where it is. So the people that you find out about the next issue removed the Bloodstone, created a crystalline monster from it, and then he defeated the crystalline monster and blew up. And without the Bloodstone in him, he died from instant old age, pretty much after that.
Oh, that's in the flashback.
Yeah, it's in the flashback. Yeah,
I see it there now.
Those goddamn crystalline monsters get you every time.
I know.
Those half damn crystalline monsters do it to me every time. But then at the end, we see Diamondback get shut down a well. So we don't see Captain America in any of this part of the prologue, which is interesting. And then Diamondback is down a hole.
Yeah, they put her in the casket with Bloodstone with the rest of his body and just chuck her down a hole.
We cannot waste such coffin and crates and such bones. But that rolls us into CA 3058, which appeared in May 16th, 1989, The Bones of Contention. And we open up with Captain America going hunting for Diamondback because she's set off a transistor responder that he has access to because she's in love with him. So he goes hunting for her and ends up in some catacombs full of booby traps.
Yeah, lots of booby traps.
In Midtown Manhattan.
Right. Well, not too many people know about the catacombs below the subway system in New York City. But
Not even
you
the
have
Morlocks. Not even Mole Man.
not even no. Well, maybe Mole Man, because weren't there moloids down there?
Yes.
So maybe Mole Man. But you got like flying either darts or like spears made out of stone. You have the floor opening to lava,
Yes.
which I think is very impressive under Manhattan. Who's
It's
building
that-
this stuff, right?
It's that deep.
Yeah, but the cover is really cool too.
All
It's
the
just-
covers in these whole series are amazing.
Yeah.
I salute my hand. In the covers that they have, like, some of them have like sticky notes on them to tell you kind of what's going on. So you're like, I want to read more about this. So when we get to the one with the undersea thing, but there's steel plates crashing, and you end up, Captain America's fighting through these catacombs, and he ends up in a room.
Oh,
And
this is the best.
This is the description of the room of what's in there. There are 3 dead men, 1 dead woman, and a dead dolphin.
Yeah, I want to know. So I think that
Everybody wants to know what happened in this room.
I know. That is, I think, is that they later on they refer to something called the lair of conspiracy. Do you think that's what that is?
They refer to this as the chamber conspiracy. You hear from later from Batroc and Baron Zemo, where they found it. The conspiracy was some group that stole the Bloodstone. They're the people that removed it and made the crystalline monster. But they don't really explain anymore
Right.
about. And I'll describe the 3 dead men. One looks like a dead Shaolin monk. One looks like a guy wearing a radiation suit, and one guy looks like Skeletor.
He does look like purple Skeletor. And then the poor dead dolphin.
And then there's a dead sexy woman, like a high slit silk dress, and then a dead dolphin that's in like a way too small aquarium for a dolphin.
Yeah, and the glass is shattered. Yes. We'll post a picture of this on our Instagram. Oh, geez.
I want to know about the chamber conspiracy.
I know, me too. Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, wait, what? I need to read this again.
This is the reason the story is so good. They don't explain anything. They're just like, it's truly like Indiana Jones. So the original Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark is almost one continuous shot if you watch it. If you actually, it's an amazing movie to watch because you're just hooked to it the whole time. But if you ever try to make sense of what's going on, like how he gets on the submarine and things like that, it's no possible way. There's no possible way.
So let me ask you a question about Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
If Indiana Jones wasn't involved in the caper, would the movie have ended any differently?
Would Margot Kidder just solve the whole problem, is what you're saying?
No, like so what happened is the Nazis got the Ark. They brought it to an island, they opened it up, and they all melted and died.
Didn't he trick something though at the end? They didn't get the chant right, or they look at it wrong.
Well, they just kept looking at it. Yeah, I mean, and they still would have done that. So if you remove Indiana Jones from that movie, it still would have ended the same. But it's a great movie. It's one of my favorites.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Was there or wasn't there not a dead dolphin at that pit?
See, that's what the Nazis are missing. Like Jehovah, he wants a dead dolphin.
He's like, God damn it.
Some things I've learned from Indiana Jones. In Latin, Jehovah starts with an I.
Yes.
Right?
There's no J in the Latin.
Only the penitent man will pass. What does the penitent man do?
He kneels.
He kneels before God.
Yes.
Many other things too, but yes.
And don't look at the pure essence of God unless you have a dead dolphin.
Right. You must have dead dolphin. And Skeletor.
So, yeah, get back to the story. CA goes through, does all this funky stuff. Catacombs are crazy under New York City. He saves Diamondback. Diamondback tells them all about they're hunting something called the Bloodstone, which Captain America says, what?
That name sounds familiar.
That name sounds familiar. And so they collect they collect only the skull of Ulysses Bloodstone.
Yeah. Poor Bloodstone.
Just in and up all over the place. Ends up as an animatronic robot in the Disney Plus show, but he has got a mode, right? Because they're all over the world. So
well, he ends up being, part of a Disney theme park.
Yes,
you can tell.
So he takes the skull, and they go back.
So one thing, wait. So you remember the joke in some of the Avengers movies that Captain America has America's ass?
Yes.
Well, I think that starts out in this book because on page 12, Diamondback has some thoughts about America's ass.
Oh yeah, yes. You gotta read it. So
I'm
also,
gonna read it as soon as I find it. Oh yeah, so they're running to the ship that John Jameson's gonna fly for them, and she's like, look at that tushy move. So it originates here, everyone.
and what's the upper left corner of a cover called above the number and everything? What's that? The postage stamp or?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I know what you're talking about with a little heart.
Yeah. So the whole ones of these ones that when they used to do different ones on comic books in the 80s, this one has Captain America looking forward and Diamondback looking over him with a heart above her head, heartbroken and pink. And it's great. It's a great little touch on each of
Yeah,
the
it's a
issues.
nice touch.
And you find out how much Diamondback loves Captain America. But he rescues her, takes her back to this time. They're at the Hydro base. That's Avengers Island.
For
Captain
now.
America, yeah.
Very brief hydro base.
Yes. So Captain America gets a new pilot who is John Jonah Jameson III, who is whose son?
Huh. Well, J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Yes, J. Jonah Jameson Jr. Quad J's. And so yeah, becomes this pilot who used to be an astronaut who was also man wolf and everything, and that kind of
That's right.
They this is the first time he's introduced. This is when Captain America had his group of teams, and so he had a guy that's a tech guy that tried to become a supervillain, but joins his team and turns Ulysses S. Bloodstone skull into a Bloodstone radar.
Right. They attach a radiometer to it, and it's now, yeah.
And so he fly around the world with Captain America with Bloodstone skull on his hip as a wayfinding device.
Right. And so the first place it takes them to, so then we jump to the next issue, 359. The first place it takes them to, which is strange, because they kind of pat. Oh, what is the issue named? Oh,
issue name is Wheel of Death.
Wheel of Death. And it's like, so pause a second, not pause the show, but pause to admire this cover. Like if you're listening right now, pause the show, Google Captain America 359 and look at that cover, because that is a great cover. Like if I could get like the art for that cover as a poster and hang it on my wall, I would. It's so good.
Yes. So Captain America swoons away to South America, and they find out that the Bloodstone is actually hidden in an Incan temple, still inhabited by real Incans all together. And they've taken hostage Baron Zemo, Macabre, and all of Batroc's brigade. And that's where the 358 ends and 359 begins. And we get Captain America going through the jungle to chase after them. My favorite part about this one is that they show the Incan temple, but it's a Mayan temple.
Yeah, it is a Mayan temple.
Kieran Dwyer
did their best.
Kieran Dwyer didn't know the difference between an Incan temple and a Mayan temple.
Yeah. And the fact that they're Incans wearing like loincloths and things like that. It's not exactly right, but
in 1989.
Yeah, 1989.
And so they're chasing the jungle. I also like the Diamondback when she's all heartsy for Captain America, and she's still wearing her heels in the jungle. And of course, she stumbles on everything wearing her heels.
Yeah, and her parachute doesn't. Oh, she's not very keen to parachuting, so she lands in some trees, and she's just like a fish out of water in this part of the story.
Yes, yeah. She's there, like Captain America's like, "Do you want to get involved?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll do anything for you, Captain America." It's like,
and then she's like, "Why am I doing this?"
She's an adventurer and an all-around super trained villain from the Taskmaster Institute,
right? And she's been like in Captain America stories before. I think this was the first time, like she was out for a while, and this story they kind of bring her back in.
Yeah, this is where they go on a run from now on, where she becomes his girlfriend, kind of like serious, and his sidekick girlfriend at the time. Yeah, this is when I started reading Captain America comics. Was this run right here with Bloodstone, and everything.
So what's funny is as I was reading through this, I remember reading some of these issues, but I never finished this story when I was younger. I never, I guess, ended up with those issues. So really glad that we're reading it because it's a lot of fun.
Also, we mentioned how good the covers are, but this is the first time I think also Marvel did like a special inset cover title for Captain America with the theme of what the series was. I don't know if they what the it says the Bloodstone Hunt 1, Bloodstone Hunt 2, that is special, and it's they changed the font and things like that.
Yeah, that might have been something that they were doing industry wide more, because I think around this time too, Amazing Spider-Man had the assassination plot.
Yeah, I think
which was similar to this. So they had like 6 parts of that. So they were kind of getting into I guess more of the format that they do these days, where they write like 6 to 8 issue story arcs so they can bundle them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought like that got me really interested when I was younger. That it was part 1 of 6. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, there's a story going on. I got to get involved. It's called the Bloodstone. I don't know what the fucking Bloodstone is. This is amazing.
I still don't.
It sounds familiar. I keep saying it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it just sounds so familiar.
So they go through the jungle. The Incas knock out Captain America also, and Diamondback with Kurari darts,
of course,
which are tipped in poison, which also appear in our favorite K-Mac, in one of my favorite movies is Hudson Hawk. When if you don't know about Kurari, it's a poison that knocks you out from the neck below.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I need to watch Hudson Hawk again. It's been too long.
It's a good Thanksgiving movie, so Thanksgiving's coming up soon.
Yeah, I should.
But they're knocked out from the neck below and put on the wheel of death to be sacrificed to some Incan gods in a Mayan temple somewhere in the Amazon.
Yeah. And and they learn that the head priest or the high priest has a bloodstone attached to his helmet.
Yes.
And so he's the one that's driving this whole sacrificial ceremony that's going on. And Captain America, I guess with his super soldier serum, is able to like accelerate his metabolism
by flexing his butt cheeks.
By flexing his butt cheeks and his jaw.
Yes.
And go ahead. And he kind of has the serum runs through him, or the poison runs through him faster, and then he's able to, get his movement back. And there's a great panel when they're starting to throw spears at them to kill them, where Captain America breaks his bindings and catches a spear
off the wheel of death.
Yeah, off the wheel of death, and catches a spear right as it's in front of Zemo's head, and Zemo's like, "Mein Gott." That's a cool panel.
And then he goes on a spear chucking rampage, Captain America does, which is amazing, and just throwing spears everywhere.
Oh yeah, whipping them around,
and throws them backwards and knocks guys out.
Yeah, he throws one with the backwards with the point away from its target, and hits the head priestess right under the chin, knocks the helmet off, and gets the bloodstone.
It's amazing. It's some of the best Captain America action scenes in the 80s by far.
Yeah. This is, like you're saying, this is just a fun, like Indiana Jones type romp, this story.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, everything goes apart. Who gets the bloodstone at the end of this one? I didn't note it down. I should have noted this down, of course, because we're covering this comic.
That's a great question.
But all I know is at the end, Zemo goes on a rant against Machete that is like the worst boss that you would ever have in your life. like toxic boss. And Machete just takes it and goes in his mind, "Un loco." It's so like anytime you've had a bad boss and you're like, yeah, Zemo's paying me, I gotta take it because he's paying me. But man, this guy's just this guy doesn't know how to manage. If there was an HR for mercenaries, Zemo was gonna get written up.
He was gonna get written up. There's a lawsuit in the works.
Yes. Look, you can't treat your mercenaries this way.
So the bad guys got the bloodstone this one because Cap left it to go fight the Incas, and they all escaped and took the bloodstone.
So they got two of the 5, right? So and Cap's got nuns.
So how do you say 2 in German?
Ein, zwei,
and
zwei stones.
And der in French.
Blood It's do in French. Yeah.
And do, yeah.
And then
Sorry, I had to remember back to third grade French class.
and then of course Machete speaks Spanish, so
Dos. Dos estones.
yeah.
That's Italian for stones, though.
So yeah, zwei Blumsteine in German. Zwei Blumsteine. Blutsteine, sorry. Blutsteine.
How's your beer so far?
It is really good. It's giving me fuel for this run there. It is Bloodstone good. So they finish this one on to the next stone with Zemo ranting, and where do they head? Of course, Bermuda.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. So it took them from New York to the Amazon, then back up to Bermuda, and they're still. And this is still the same issue with the Wheel of Death.
Yes.
And so they get to Bermuda, and Cap and Diamondback just drop into the water because the radiometer skull is telling them it's somewhere in the water. So Diamondback, they kind of split up, and Diamondback is tasked with finding Zemo's ship, while Captain America is going to find the Bloodstone and hopefully the mercenaries. And
so right now, this is the first time we see that Diamondback's costume has been started being teared around the arms, around the legs, and everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
they don't get her new costume
on the chest area.
Yeah, they don't get her new costume at all. He just gives her scuba gear and says, "Go find." He came to go find Zemo's ship because we can't find his. We don't see his jet fighter, so go find his ship. And so Captain America goes under the water to find that the Bloodstone is in a downed airliner.
Yeah, it looks like it. And how did the Bloodstones get in all these weird places?
That's what I don't know. No one explains the shit.
Because he died like fighting a crystal monster, but he was in one place.
Yes.
That's and I mean, and then in his origin, it shows that the crystal he shattered, way back, it was a large crystal and shattered into a whole bunch of pieces. So
like a million pieces.
Yeah. Are there technically other pieces around, or
I assume there's more of the blood gem around that's out there, like thousands of them. But the only part that lodged in his is the only part we're hunting down, is my understanding.
Yeah, what this kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of when Cobra launched the weather satellite, and it broke up into a bunch of pieces, and G.I. Joe and Cobra had to send separate teams to different parts of the world. Yeah, it's a good 80s trope. I like it.
Yes, the world around hunting artifacts.
Yeah, that's
very.
I need to get into that business. It looks like a lot of fun.
It is. You can go to Bermuda. So Captain America goes underwater, finds an airliner. Batroc breaks trying to get in there to get it. And then Diamondback goes and finds herself on another person's boat to try to get a lay of the land by tricking the people on the boat. Not
just another person's boat. The hairiest guy in Bermuda's boat. This guy is covered in hair.
With his girlfriend who's sunbathing topless or on her back or on her tummy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Diamondback's story is really interesting because she shows that she has a lot of skill. Like, she's very good at like manipulating and coming up with plans on the fly. Like, she's really good at that, while as Captain America is really good at punching.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And so that kind of ends with the comic with that, where eventually sharks come around the hunting Batroc's braid and Captain America, and that's where it ends.
Yeah, because Batroc stabs a shark. Well, he shoots a harpoon at one, yes. And it starts bleeding and attracts all the sharks.
And that's the problem with Bermuda. All the damn sharks. And that takes us to number 360, Blood in the Sea, also in June 1989. That's like the last issue. And we get some epic underwater... We get some epic underwater fighting.
Yeah, we do.
And Captain America...
You don't often see like scenes of underwater fighting unless you have, Aquaman or the Submariner involved in a book. So this is pretty. It's neat because it's different.
And my favorite part is they're all wearing scuba gear, but they're all wearing their same supervillain and superhero outfits. And Batroc brigades fins all match the color of their shoes. So
Yeah,
Batroc has yellow scuba fins
he
to match his yellow
does.
booties. His
Hey,
yellow.
they're professional mercenaries. You have to do it in style.
You gotta get. You go to war, you got to match, man.
Right.
Someone's gonna be. No one's gonna respect you if you ain't got matching clothes.
I
This
know.
isn't a half-ass outfit.
It's really hard to leap underwater, too. So I have to hand him,
Yes.
that.
And so yeah, the sharks start coming around. Background brig holds up in the airliner, hoping that Captain America gets eaten. Diamondback's on the boat looking around for Zemo's boat. She finds it and gets them to drive. She swims over to it. And my favorite part of this whole issue is where she so the couple that she heists the boat from, convinces them to drive them around. She kisses the guy goodbye, and he's like, "Oh shucks," and then she gives him a Bermuda kiss goodbye, and then his
Yeah.
girlfriend gives him a German kiss
A
goodbye.
German kiss goodbye.
To keep with the Indiana
Indiana
Jones theme
Jones
from the
theme.
Last Crusade.
Yes. I like that. Good touch.
Yeah. It's so Captain America punches the shit out of some sharks for a while, and not only does Diamondback have heartsease for Captain America, but who also has heartsease for Captain America and
Oh,
Sable?
Batroc does.
Yes.
Batroc's like, Sacre bleu. I cannot let him die by shark. So he
He
goes
must
out
die by
there.
the leaping of my feet.
Right. So it's funny when he leaves because he and his brigade were locked in the cockpit to stay away from the sharks. When he leaves, the two of them, the other two guys, look at each other, and there's a gigantic question mark thought bubble in between them. They're like, "What is he doing?" But really, he stabs a shark like right in the head. Like there's a lot, and there's red blood in this too, which is I didn't know if they were allowed to do that back then.
Oh yeah. No, there's lots of overtures to like killing in this whole thing, and then we get to the one where he machete guts a giant Japanese guy.
That's true.
But no, so yeah, this whole issue ends up with a lot of undersea fighting, but on the boat, Diamondback takes out Macabre, takes out Zemo, and until Batroc comes back, it's got the upper hand, and they got the Bloodstone, but Captain America gets it, and then they get on the boat. Captain America loses the Bloodstone,
Right.
but we find out Zemo gets away, everybody gets away, and Macabre is concussed from Diamondback's throwing diamonds. But the big upshot of this is Diamondback stole the two they had, and they only got one now.
Yeah, so they switched their number, and of course Diamondback also got hit with one of Zaran's size too,
Yes.
like right in the shoulder. So
Then
she got a German goodbye from Zemo.
Yes.
So poor Diamondback, like German goodbye right into the water.
And her costume just tore the ass up at the end of this.
Yeah.
But then she lets them know, even though she's dying, she's a trooper, and like, okay, where's the skulometer telling us to go? And of course, it tells them to go to Egypt. So they fly to Egypt into some ancient tombs, which brings us into our next issue. Before the cliffhanger at the end of this issue is they fall into a pit in an Egyptian tomb that's full of snakes, scorpions, centipedes, spiders, and all the other things that
A la
that
Raiders of the
appeared.
Lost Ark.
Yeah, that have all appeared in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But the big thing about 360, you see on a boat at the end of the issue. This is the first appearance in cameo.
I was wondering if it was his first appearance. Yeah, Crossbones.
This is Crossbones' first appearance in cameo. No words, nothing said. So he's just looking out the events.
It's
That's one of Captain America's biggest villains, who goes on to be in the Captain America movies, played by Frank Grillo, and stuff like that. So
in Age of Ultron.
And this cherry's really coming through to me now, man. This is really good beer, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad I bought 2 of these.
Yeah, I don't really drink many amber beers anymore. I do like this one. It's I mean, it kind of just tastes like a normal amber beer, but most of my amber beers have been Killian's Irish Red, right? And this one does taste. I don't even know if they make that anymore. I don't think they do.
Oh, they make Killian
Do
still.
they? I don't see. They must
You
not.
gotta search around for it though.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it in a long time. But this does have slightly different flavor than that. So I think that's the German influence I'm tasting.
Yeah, Yingling is technically an amber beer.
Is it really?
Leinenkugel's red, also an amber beer. Those are the two big national ones.
Never had it.
Yeah, Leine's that's the big one. So
Yeah,
well,
I
we
usually
roll
just
in.
stick with their shandies.
Yes, we
All of
roll
their
in.
shandies.
Sacre bleu, sacre shandy. We roll into 361, and this is man, this is the second to last issue, and this is named Layer of the Living Mummy.
So
To bring it
finally we get
full
a
circle.
finally we get a monster.
Yes. Bring it full circle. We go back to actually Bloodstone's ethos of hunting monsters. We get a real monster showing up in this one and tying it in with the Disney Plus, tying it in with everything, tying it in with two episodes of this podcast.
Hell
When we
yeah!
cover Legion of the Monsters. We get an appearance of the Living Mummy in this one. This comes from July 4th for Captain America 1989.
Yes.
Thank you for your service, K-Mac.
Thank you.
So in this one, we find out snakes, scorpions, spiders, centipedes can't bite through chainmail.
Chainmail. So that's what we learned. We learned his uniform has chainmail. I didn't know that before.
You didn't know that before? Yes.
No.
So that was like a big deal. Like everybody was waiting for it in the MCU because it looks so like fabricy. And so in Infinity War 1, like it shows some part of his costume shredded, and underneath you can see it's chainmail. And so everybody's
really?
like, all the nerds on Twitterverse were like, "Oh my god, he's actually wearing the chainmail! Yay!"
I'm gonna have to watch Infinity War again. My attempt to watch the MCU movies in chronological order has stalled because right now I'm supposed to watch Black Widow, and not that I don't like I just don't want to watch it twice. You know? Yeah, I know that's like. Visually, it's a great movie. I mean, they do a lot of great things in that movie visually. So maybe I will, but I don't know. But yeah, I need to watch Infinity War again for that.
Yeah, it's one of the Easter eggs in the thing. But most for you kids out there that don't know where Captain America's costume is made of chainmail. And we find out in this issue, Captain America can leap 15 feet. He weighs 240 pounds.
He does.
And that 240 doesn't include wearing the chainmail, which knows how much weighs.
Right. And so what's cool about this is they fall into the snake pit, and then he just catches Diamondback and then chucks her right back out.
Yes.
And then poor Diamondback, she took the sigh in the shoulder. The only way for Cap to get out is to jump out and for her to grab him and pull him up. So this is just like, how much pain can Diamondback take is what we're testing with these stories today.
The Diamondback pain hunt.
Yeah.
Oh. So they get out of this, but when Captain America gets out of it, like Diamondback disappears. We don't know where she goes. And eventually Captain America works his way through the thing and eventually comes face to face with a living mummy who is putting a salve on Diamondback's side arm. And of course, they have a misunderstanding, so we have to have an epic fight between a living mummy and a living sentinel of liberty.
Yeah.
And the mummy is just a house of pain. That's my favorite part of this.
He's just smashing Captain America. He has him in like a Big Show type chokehold, like Andre the Giant, just choking him.
And Captain America even says, the movies lied. Mummies are not slow.
Yeah. And he punches right through him, but it doesn't matter. And yeah.
But we eventually find out mummies have Adam's apples because that's how Captain America drops them.
Gets them. Yeah.
He hits him with a shield in the throat.
So if you're ever involved in an ordeal with a living mummy, you go for the Adam's apple. First
rule that we learned on monster fighting in this whole monster fighting episode is that mummies have Adam's apples. You can drop them by taking them by the throat. Weak point of mummies.
Weak point. Achilles' heel is the throat.
And the wrappings. So you can unravel them or take them out by the throat.
You can unravel them.
But we find out, hey, Living Mummy's a good guy. He was just helping out Diamondback and healing her. And Diamondback, of course, speaks modern Egyptian,
She does,
which
of course.
which is impressive because there's no language that is modern Egyptian.
There,
That-
that's and so I noticed too that they were in the Amazon. They were speaking Incan. Is that actually a language, or do they have the
Well, there
language? The
was
language. I know the
Incan
Incas
was
had
a
a
language.
language. Incan
Incan
was a
was a
language.
language,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I
And
was wondering about that.
Egyptian was a language. There is no modern Egyptian. People in Egypt speak Arabic.
Arabic, yeah,
They're not
or
related.
modern Egyptian.
I mean, they're related in that their words that ended up in Arabic, but Egyptian was a separate whole language of itself. But speaking modern Egyptian does not help you, the mummy, understand your ancient Egyptian. But somehow in Marvel Universe it works out.
Perfect. Yeah.
Grunwald doesn't really figure that part out.
Yeah, Grunwald and Dwyer. As far as history to modern day is concerned, not the most accurate, but at least the mummy didn't speak Incan.
Yes, this is success.
Yes. Yeah. So while they're going through this ordeal with the mummy, Zemo and the brigade arrive, and they see that Cap and Diamondback are already in the pyramid. And they decide the best plan is for the brigade to wait by the entrance and jump them when they get out and steal the diamond or steal the bloodstone. But the other two members of the brigade are like, Batroc, we think you got a crush on Captain America, so we don't trust you anymore. And then so they start fighting. And do you remember what Batroc says in this part?
I just know he leaps the fuck out of both of them.
He does, and he goes, Monsieur Zaran, never call Batroc anything but a ladies' man.
And he leaps the hell out of Zoran into the face. That's
he does.
So we find out in the tomb, the living mummy's like, okay, because they're able to communicate through modern Egyptian.
Yeah.
They're able to communicate that the mummy has the bloodstone because he thinks it's going to bring him back someday.
Mm-hmm.
And so Captain America promises if he gets all 5 pieces, he's going to take it back to him and revive the mummy to whatever he is, or send him to the afterworld or whatever. Either or. But the mummy keeps the bloodstone in a little
jewelry box.
His little jewelry box, and these guys, it's so cute. He's got a promise. He's got a promise chest.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a mummy.
He probably keeps it on his dresser with his other trinkets.
Yes, when he's got to wake up to mummy around the tomb.
And how did so okay? And we touched on this already, but so this was part of the stone that was in Bloodstone's chest.
Correct.
And it ends up in the living mummy's jewelry box.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
I think this is the one that maybe have some explanation if I read those Rampaging Hulk. Maybe there's some explanation.
Maybe because he's a monster.
Yes, yeah. So I think this is the one that is the most probable of the ones that maybe it got there for safekeeping with the living mummy somehow. But I don't pin me on that.
Yeah,
I'm drinking a lot of 9.5% beer. So.
How much was in that bottle?
It's 500 milliliters, my friend.
Oh wow, nice. I don't know what that means. Nothing to me. How many gallons?
It's 1.9, so
1.9 gallons. Nice.
Almost 2 pints. 2 pints. That's how you should think of it.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. No, 2 pints. Yeah. I'm doing my math now. But we end up with this. There's a lot of trickery at the end, and somehow they don't get the bloodstone. It's a kerfuffle, and they fly off to the next location, which ends up being Tokyo, Japan. And this has the best title of all the ones of them. Captain America 362, July 1989. What's the title of this one? Came out.
Oh, it's Necromancing the Stone. Yeah, that's a good title. as we're getting, that was obviously around the time. Well, this was just after the time because Romancing the Stone had already come out at this point. It came out in
Yeah,
86 or
84,
87.
84,
Was it
84.
84? Oh,
I
okay,
looked it up
wow.
before. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah. But no, it carries on the theme of this is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Romancing the Stone was a Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark knockoff, not an Ark.
Raiders of the
This,
Lost Nark.
this was an Admiral Akbar, Lord of the Narks.
Yeah, so we see initially the brigade is great at disguising. They're wearing the trench coats that I referred to earlier, and the big brim hats
and
to
so
get around Tokyo.
yeah, their outfits. So this is the first time they start wondering where all the Bloodstone. I can't remember. I think it's Machete that asks. All right, we've been all around the world, and everything has been kind of different. So we've been to a tomb, a tomb of conspiracies, a wheel of death,
A
a
crash
downed,
plane.
a crash plane, and then a tomb for a pharaoh. Why the hell are we in Japan? Like, and the Batroc is very like, they're all places of death, so we will find something in the place of death. And of course, they end up in a Tokyo izakaya, which is a restaurant. But there's a dead guy on the table.
There is a dead guy, and finally, in the fight that ensues, because they're correct to say that what is the martial arts that's being used here? That's karate, right?
Well, they ask him what he says they're doing kung fu. Machete asks if they're doing kung fu,
But it's Japan, so.
And Brackroc's like, no, this is Japan. They're either doing jujitsu or karate, but it's inferior to what?
It's inferior to Savat. We get the first Savat mention here.
And so yeah, they're sitting over a body or in like a izakaya, like a sushi joint, with as much as I can consider like the Crazy 88 from Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With an old dude with the gemstone trying to resurrect somebody that looks like somebody that's important, and then they go to town and like a super fight. The old dude runs into another room and tries to swallow the bloodstone.
Right.
And Machete follows him in there. It's like, that was a bad idea, man.
Yeah. Off panel, it comes back. Machete has the bloodstone. So with the scream, and then we finally get the. Batroc's like, Sacre Bleu, what? Finally. I like Batroc. He should be in more books.
He's the leaper. He's so good.
So they get the bloodstone and they're headed out and they bump into Captain America, who, let me ask you now, did Captain America just find one of their trench coats on the ground and put it on? Or does Captain America happen to use the same exact disguise that the brigade uses?
I assume it's the latter. That everybody is like, if we got to get around in a foreign country while wearing our super villain or superhero outfits, you just got to wear a trench coat. Nobody notices you.
Yeah.
Even though you're wearing a full cowl and mask, no one cares. You're just wearing it. But it's a great picture of Captain America.
It is a great panel. Yeah, I like it because it's blowing in the trench coat's blowing in the wind. It's really
and they
good.
come out and they're like F and A. It's Captain America.
It's like, how did you get our coat? How did you get me coat?
And what transpires? This is also another great Batroc. He's like the guys are like, hey, let's gut him. And he's like, no, this never ends well for us.
He's right.
And then they do like a Three Stooges
huddle. They do a huddle, yeah.
Yeah, they do the huddle to figure out how they're going to negotiate with them. Because it's like, look, we've got our ass kicked so many times by Captain America as a trio. Let's figure this out. Which is just amazing. It's such a good storyline.
Yeah, so they decide to meet up and find a way to maybe trade some bloodstones for something. But Captain America's just trying to get close to them so he can maybe get the bloodstones himself.
And so there's a glitch in the Matrix here. I don't know if this is just because the story that we have online versus the real comics, but somehow Diamondback's gone disappeared. I don't know if you caught that.
So if you look at on that page where they're having that exchange, Diamondback's on top of a building watching them, and And so
And Captain
Captain
America
America's he
but
sent her to try to get into their plane, right? Into Zemo's jet.
in the Living Mummy part, because I didn't see that at the end of the last issue. They never allude to that she goes missing.
No, well, so they were hanging on the rope ladder, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rope ladder is, they tried to use it, but the most useful way to use a rope ladder is to transport your werewolf. Now, they didn't
Yes.
have any werewolves with them, so it didn't work out very well. The rope ladder got shot off, but they both got on the plane. So I assume they both went to Japan together and then said, hey, you go do this, and I'm going to
But they don't
distract
have
them.
that scene, and Captain America wonders the whole time: do they have Diamondback or don't have Diamondback?
Yeah, I think he just wonders if they discovered her or not. That was my take on that.
Okay,
So he knew what she was doing, but he didn't know if she got captured or not by them, and he just kind of lost track of her.
well, I mean, pick up a goddamn radio tracker. You've got a skull
Right.
meter on you.
Listen,
Put a bloodstone on her, and you can follow her.
no, but she was in that coffin in the catacombs, and she had her. He found her
Transmitted.
there, so yeah. So
Or
that's
you
kind of a
have this.
glitch.
He has a skull meter on her, so you just put a bloodstone on her, and you can follow her around. It's the best part about a skull meter. You can follow
Come on,
you can follow your squeeze.
right? Come
That
on,
throws
Grunwald and
diamonds.
Dwyer, get it together.
But we find out, yeah, they're going to go meet up and exchange stones. And from the last issue, you saw, that we didn't, we mentioned Crossbones, but in 351, you also saw Crossbones in the shadows on Captain America's plane because he's the world's champion of hide and seek. Nobody noticed him on a plane.
Yeah, he's not a huge guy or anything. Can hide in the tiniest of places.
And nobody on a plane goes into, I don't know, the 2 rooms on the plane.
Right. Where are you going to hide?
World champion hide and seeker. That's all it is. So he has gone to Japan also on the plane with them.
Right. So one nice touch they have here is when Captain America is wearing the trench coat, he has a bandage on his leg from when he got hit by one of the sais, and he thinks to himself, I hope they don't notice that I'm limping. And then, so when they finally get to the rendezvous point at the volcano, Captain America does like a flip to, like he flips out of the plane and he lands, but you can see he lands on his right leg only with his left leg up, and the left leg was the one bandaged. So that's neat how the artwork stayed consistent with his injury. You don't see that very often. It's a nice subtle touch there by
Kieran.
Let's give credit to who?
Kieran Dwyer.
Kieran Dwyer.
Yeah.
That guy, masterpiece.
Tells a good masterpiece yarn.
He does. He sure does.
So they end up near Mount Fuji, I assume that because that's the volcano.
Sure, whatever.
in Japan. There's a volcano in Japan, which is Mount Fuji. And it's just Captain America versus Zemo and the rest of the squad and the Batroc's brig, and they're gonna trade everything, and then there's like a giant explosion. Oh, no.
Right, because Diamondback did stow away aboard the Zemo ship, and I guess she had some bloodstones on her. No, they're bloodstone. No, Crossbones stole the bloodstones from the ship with Jameson in it, and then there were already bloodstones aboard Zemo's ship, and then there was an explosion.
Crossbones sneaks in from Captain America's ship somehow, gets
in front of everyone. How did he do that? I don't know.
Gets into Zemo's ship. Diamondback's in Zemo's ship. She steals the 2 bloodstones they have. So Crossbones has 3, Diamondback has 2, and then makes the whole bloodstone. And little did we know the whole time there's an explosion that Baron Zemo's hauling around the carcass of his old dad.
Yeah,
Baron Zemo Sr.
And in the coffin, he's still wearing his costume, even the mask.
Yes, of course he is.
The difference between the costumes is Zemo has the fur on his shoulders, when his father has the furry part around his neck.
Yes, and it's not Zemo has a skin tight hood. The younger has a skin tight hood around his neck because he's young, enough. You didn't got no jowl line.
Well, you know
Whereas-
why? You know why it's skin tight? They mentioned that before. It's not actually skin tight. It's a neck brace because he has a broken neck.
Oh yeah. I forgot to
Like, what?
mention.
I guess you have to read. Like, there's some strong continuity here, and I appreciate that.
And the older Zemo always wears the mushmouth hat. So you need.
I almost spit out my beer there. Good one.
He wears the
Nice.
mushmouth hat. Inspiration from mushmouth, most people don't know, from Bill Cosby was Baron Zemo. The
Baron
Senior.
Zemo Senior. Yeah. So there's a big bada boom coming out of that ship, because what happens?
The older Zemo is implanted with the blood gem, flies through everything, and then realize the Hellfire Helix it's come full form. So the evil demon or whatever the hell that is in the Hellfire Helix that I read out before earlier in the show, whatever that is,
Whatever it is, we don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's taken possession of the older Zemo's body and is going to wreak havoc on the Earth finally. And then all shit goes everywhere. The brigade's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Zemo's like, my father. And the dude, and the Hellfire's like, I'm not your dad, motherfucker.
I'm the Hellfire Helix. Come on.
and Captain America's like, we got to take this shit down. This is a synopsis that you see.
Yeah, Zemo doesn't want to, though, because it's his Vater.
It's my Vater.
And so while this is happening, Crossbones gets the jump on Diamondback, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Crossbones," and he just smashes her in the face. Oh, poor Diamondback! Oh my goodness!
This is the final of Frontiers, the Diamondback, where she's
still
wearing the costume that's all ripped up. Mm-hmm. Still a hard scene for Captain America, and just gets a giant human being punching her in the face.
Yeah, like a really hard, close punch in the face too.
Yes.
Right? Poor Diamondback. But it looks like the Hellfire Helix is gonna fuck some shit up here, because there's nothing anyone can do. Captain America's shield doesn't work. Zemo's like Captain America says Zemo is losing his marbles. He's just going crazy.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what it's going to do, but we realize maybe this is not the best crew to take out an interdimensional being that's trapped into a bloodstone, a gem. Right. But Captain America throws his shield, and lo and behold, crossbow is the greatest shot ever with the crossbow.
Yeah.
Go figure. And they both hit the gem spot on and shatter it.
Yep, and it falls into the volcano.
What falls into a hole? I don't know. Is it the volcano that it falls into, or just the explosion created a hole?
Yeah, good point. Probably not the volcano, because we see the Bloodstone again.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. All I know is the Zemo the Junior tries to go after it, and Captain America tries to save him. And all you need to know is Vater's in a hole. Vater's in a hole.
Right. And so think about my Vater's in a hole. Think about the scene from the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where the Holy Grail falls down the hole, and Indy is trying to save the Austrian Nazi lady, and she just doesn't want to be saved because she can reach that Grail. Even though, so this came up before then, so obviously Spielberg, huge Captain America comic book fan.
Oh yeah, well it's all interlaced, right? Because the whole point of the original Indiana Jones Lost Ark, based on Ulysses as Bloodstone, as we've already laid out structurally, right? Structurally, we've laid it out.
Exactly.
Indiana Jones was going to be a monster hunter, not just an archaeologist. But people are like, well, no, I don't know if we can afford monsters in our budget for this movie.
Just make them hunt religious relics.
Make them hunt religious relics all around the world. Mm-hmm. Much cheaper to reproduce religious relics.
Right. So Zemo falls down a hole.
And the Captain America gets up and is like, this is a done deal. I think I saw something over my shoulder. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, where's Diamondback? I can't see her. I'm leaving. That's when he just leaves. Yes. Like, come on.
He gets on his boat. Colonel sends down a rope ladder. Colonel J. Jonah Jameson III sends down a rope ladder. And he's adios, motherfucker.
Yeah, and so I had to figure out what happened, even though it's not part of the story. I read a couple of issues ahead just to
Oh
make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
he went after Diamondbacks. I'm like, that's just wrong. You can't just leave. And then so Crossbones took Diamondback and uses her as bait to draw Captain America out.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ends up going to Madripoor and finding Diamondback.
I like the fact that they have Madripoor show
I
up
do
that
too.
early. Yeah, yeah. This is yeah. And so I read ahead, like Tristan Macabre.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to see how long he lasted, and so he lasted from Captain America 357 all the way to Captain America 370.
Oh, really? What does Magneto kill him?
I can't remember who killed. I think it's Red Skull that kills him in
Okay.
that one. I just read. I just like those are his arcs on Marvel fandom.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
I was like, how many more times did this clairvoyant little dude appear that's got concussed?
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, another thing we didn't mention about Zemo Bad Boss is after he's concussed, Zemo shakes him.
He does. He's shaking him to because he has a vision that Crossbones is following him too, and Zemo's like, "Come on, Zemo."
Macabre, Zemo, you're not the GM of the fucking Miami Dolphins. You shouldn't be sending
Oh no.
shaking concussed guys like that.
Yeah, and we're
He's in the
surprised he's dead.
protocol. He's in the protocol.
He is,
Leave him alone.
and we're surprised he's dead by 370. No, I mean post concussion syndrome that'll get you.
So in the next few issues after this story, it leads into Acts of Vengeance, which was one of my favorite Marvel storylines, even though I didn't get to read a lot of it because, when it comes when at that time when issues came out, you were lucky to, if you're getting them off the newsstand, lucky to hit, consecutive issues. But what I really thought was neat in Acts of Vengeance is the group of villains that are working together include Magneto and the Red Skull, and Magneto learns that the Red Skull is the same dude from World War II, and Magneto's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna fuck you up now." Puts him down, and he eventually, like, he destroys his base, and he eventually, like, leaves him in a hole with like a gallon of water and like shuts the lid on him, and I thought that was spectacular. I didn't read the follow up to that, but like just reading that's one of my favorite issues. It's just Magneto like fucking him up.
Yeah, the way I read it, it was like the whole point of Magneto taking part in the Acts of Vengeance wasn't to get to the X-Men; it was to get to the Red Skull. The whole
Mhm.
like he was like, oh, going to Michael Fassbender in the movies, like
Right.
Magneto Nazi hunter. Then the whole point of the thing was like, I'm going to hunt you down. I can isolate you now and like finally get rid of you, you fucking asshole. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It was really well done.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
and he also investigated Spider-Man because Spider-Man had some cosmic powers. Then he wanted to find out if Spider-Man was actually a mutant on top of being Spider-Man.
which is postulated in the original Spider-Man animated series.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you know that. Yeah, yeah. That one time Xavier's like, maybe you're a mutant. I don't know. We don't know about this.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was taken from the Spider-Man of the X-Men crossover episodes of the Spider, because Spider-Man animated came after X-Men animated,
Yeah.
and so they had a crossover couples. But to round out the Bloodstone hunt, I just like it because it's just a good romp, and it's good storytelling for a comic book that you're picking up off the rack. Like we don't have that as much anymore. Like it draws you in just from the rack pictures on the cover. You can, even though you didn't read the previous up, they don't do the big synopsis at the beginning as much. You already
Right.
kind of know what you're going at. Like, oh, they're hunting bloodstones, but I don't know what that means, and like they don't even try to explain what it means.
Right, and even at the end, you don't know what it means because you don't get the Bloodstones are a MacGuffin, right? In
Yeah.
the story, they really are
Look
just a
at you
reason to get
drop.
the
Look
characters
at you
together.
drop MacGuffin in
Oh
an
no,
episode.
MacGuffin, baby. I would have liked to have learned more about the Bloodstones and had them, you know, like I would have liked maybe a different ending. I love the story. The story was a lot of fun. I like I said, I wish there was a slightly different ending, but um, there's not some like I guess there's not really like a long-term continuity purpose to the story, maybe except the relationship between Cap and Diamondback. But but as far as everything else is concerned, like there's no like, oh, now the Bloodstone is going to be part of Captain America's lore going forward.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of our theme of these Masterpiece Comic Theaters. It's not overarching, continuing things. These are just good inline storytelling that if anybody picked up these issues, you don't need to know anything about Captain America. You don't
Right.
need to know anything about the Bloodstone. You can read it and be like, this
Obviously.
is enjoyable. This is a good story. I can read this. They don't expect you to. So
Yeah, that's true. You don't need to know anything going in, and you don't learn anything by the end of it. So it's, but you enjoy the ride. It's about the journey on these stories,
yeah,
and for sure, this is a fun journey.
and it's reason to crack open a fancy beer and sit
It
back and
is.
pour through 6 issues of late 90s, late 80s Captain America, which literally this is the series that made me want to read more Captain America. So that's the reason I like it so much. So I started doing before this. I was only buying out the newsstand, and then like a few issues after this, when they started, Acts of Vengeance is when I started buying actually from a comic book
Mhm.
store, like having a subscription at a comic book store. Then my family was nice enough to like say you could have this many comic books. You go in and get
Yeah.
this, and you can read them. And once a month, you go in and get your subscription, which is amazing. So, and yeah, so
Right.
this is
Those
what
are the days.
yes, and I was a kid that I wasn't really good at getting to the comic book shop. So the guy at the comic book shop would save like a month and a half before he'd call up and be like, "Hey, you gotta come get your comics,"
Mhm.
and I just get a stack. And my mom would be like, "Okay, it's Friday. We'll go get your comics," and I would just spend the rest of the weekend in the room reading a giant stack of comic books and catching up on everything. So.
Yeah, and those are the days before you had to put a credit card on record or on
Oh
file
yeah, yeah.
to
Oh
to
no,
meet
there was none of
your
that.
pledge.
It was held by, and yeah, my local store. He would put away things that I might kind of like, mainly to upsell, me
Mhm.
on
Yeah.
the things, which was okay because if it's Spider Man, he was like, I'm getting the Spider Man Rampage in Calgary Stampede comics or whatever
Mhm.
that costs a nickel or whatever, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna get these too. And so, which is good, he's a good guy, but yeah. I never really thought about how many extra comics I only got out of the way.
Yeah. It's a good business model
Yeah.
for the kids. Yeah. So my subscription started a little bit before Acts of Vengeance because I probably like maybe a year and a half before Acts of Vengeance or so. So I have a good a good bit of those, and I had a couple of these. I don't know what happened to them. I still have one of these issues somewhere in the house. I'll have to find it somewhere. But but yeah, those are the days with the subscriptions. Wow,
Yeah.
it takes me back.
Yeah. The stack that you got. So, but no, this is, as we said, this is, Masterpiece Comics Theater. We love to read these good yarns. If you have anything that's similar, please just email us and we'll go back and reread these old issues. We love it. Do you have a rating for your beer that went along with this?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal my rating from something you wrote here in the notes. This so just as a reminder, my beer is from Folklore Brewing out of Dothan, Alabama. So and here's a funny story. So we were driving there. We're on I think 231 is the name of the street going north, and I'm like, shoot, there must be a brewery around here somewhere. So my wife was asleep in the car, so I'm like, we have the directions on one phone. My phone, I put in the maps, but brewery, and it's like, oh, this one. So I put on, and so I'm driving, like, get off the highway. I'm going all through these back roads, and it looks like we're pulling into someone's backyard. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm somewhere in the middle of Alabama pulling into someone's backyard. It's probably not going to end well, right? But then
It's
you
gonna
you
end like
get
a Bloodstone hunt.
it's going to end like a bloodstone hunt. There's going to be sharks here.
There's gonna be a fucking hellfire helix and sharks and a living mummy and a chamber of conspiracy.
Right, a chamber. Like there's a dead dolphin over here, and I'm not sure why. um, I pull into this like what looks like I'm pulling into someone's backyard, and it opens up, and it's this gigantic field, and there's a building back there, good sized building with like fire pits. So it was a really nice place. So it's Folklore Brewing, Dothan, Alabama. My beer is Grateful Red Ale. It's like I said, a German American Amber Ale. I think that's what it was, right? Does that sound right?
That's what you said.
German American Red Ale. All right, there we go. That's what I said.
From your mouth to Zemo's mask.
Yes. So I'm gonna give the rating of the motherfucking Hellfire Helix because it is good. I enjoyed it. It has, it's like I've collected all 5 bloodstones and come back from the dead.
Well done. Oh no, I gotta come up with something as good as that.
Oh, good luck, man. I don't know if you can.
I'm just gonna go with maybe. Let's see here.
Oh, you can go with a few things. You can go with you can go with Savat. You can go with
that was where I was leaning. It was like a savate kick to the face with the unknown taste of dead dolphin in an aquarium.
It's like that beer is so good. There must be a conspiracy keeping it down.
There must be a conspiracy on the chamber on that mother effer. That's basically what it was. So with the fancy beers, as we all know, going to the store, you're like, should I spend $9 on a pint, 2 pints of beer? So basically 2 glasses of beer. That's $4.50 a beer. That's pretty expensive. This one's worth it, guys. If you see Black Forest Aleworks does fancy beers. They're good. This one, if you like stouts, this is a stout worth going for. I'm gonna say, I don't say that often. You know, I drink a lot of the heavy stouts in the winter, in the fall and the winter, and this one is more drinkable, not syrupy. It's really good that you could have multiple of them. It's worth. I bought 2 of them, so yeah, that's where I'm at.
Nice, big spender.
Well, I had to take pictures with the next one, so
that's
I've had Alework stuff before, and they always they don't do me wrong. So
nice.
So, to close this out here, if you liked everything you heard today, you can email us at cbcopodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up at Twitter while it lasts at cbco_podcast. Like all our awesome Savat kick to the face pictures that we're going to post on Instagram at comicbooks_cold ones. And maybe tell us how much Rachel Layton Diamondback suffered for her love for Captain America and really is the heroine and the true nature of the Bloodstone hunt. It's the Bloodstone hunt for her heart. It's what I like to think about.
Yeah, I mean, she really like took it for the story, and you know, I really appreciate what that character went through to give us this entertaining story. Like right down to that, like the last page of the story, she gets smashed so hard in the face. It's just,
There's rarely that we empathize with a character in the story that isn't the story. But she shouldn't be the story. I think the Bloodstone, like as KMacs, you put it, it's the MacGuffin. The real Bloodstone is a bloody Diamondback.
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you so much. This is Yexington of the Advanced Institute of Funny Book Studies, signing out with my fancy beers tonight. And KMac, take it away.
Yeah, and this is Lord KMacsworth III of Inkshire, affiliated, of course, with the Royal Society of Comics and Sundries. Wishing you all a good night.
Boop, boop.